Wow, I am so honored to be here and closing out tonight's performances for you all, but I am more so honored to be accompanied by... So for those who don't know me, my name is Sophie Snider, and I am a senior here at Syracuse, which is so surreal. I mean, somehow 4 years just flew by. But that is what tonight is all about, actually. Time and place, and placement and timing, and how the two concepts seem to toy with your expectations of life. So, the truth is, for most of my youth, I fell behind. I mean, maybe it's just youngest child syndrome or being a late bloomer, but nothing said falling behind more than completely starting over at a new school. Classic! My small rural farm town to an urban art school. I mean, it doesn't get more cliche than that, folks. But I made the huge leap and hour-long commute. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But that meant completely starting over as a sophomore at a school where I was just now casually studying acting for the first time with not a single familiar face. And I know what you're wondering, and yes, it felt exactly like the hit 2010 sitcom Victorious. Yeah! Here I am. Guys, no, that's for the hour-long cabaret. Okay. But in all seriousness, I was terrified. For the first time in my life, I felt like a complete foreigner, and I just had to trust that following my dreams and making this huge change was the right decision, and certainly no melodrama was involved. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am, do I fit in? Make believing is hard alone, out here on my own. We're always proving who we are, always reaching for that rising star. And shining home out here on my own. When I'm down and feeling blue, I close my eyes so I can be with you. Oh, baby, be strong for me. Baby, belong to me. Help me through. Help me be you. Sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am, do I fit in? I may not win, but I can't be thrown out here on my own, out here on my own. That was the Glee version, by the way. Being on my own was something that I just had to come to terms with in high school, and I mean, my new friends that I made lived an hour away, so eventually I gained pride in my independence. And then I came to college, and all right, let's talk about love. Oh man, I'm getting vulnerable. Okay. So, I turned 22 in August, and I have never been in love. My parents got engaged at 22. When I really think about it, it's something that completely altered the way I determined my self-worth. It's a pathetic confession, isn't it? And an isolating feeling. Being wired to affection, something that seemed to come so easily to everyone else. I thought there was something wrong with me. I began to obsess over it. I became angry with it. I mean, I hated that everyone else had experienced it, like some secret club I'd never be a part of. Most of all, hated how badly I wanted it. Love I hear makes you sigh aloud. Also love I hear makes you weep. Love I hear makes you blush and turns you ashen. You try to speak with passion and squeak. I hear love, they say, makes you pine away, but you pine away with an idiotic grin. I pine, I blush, I squeak, I squawk. Today I'm woke, too weak to walk. What's love? I hear, I feel, I feel. Mother cannot guide you. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Someone to hold you too close. Someone to hurt you too deep. Someone to sit in your chair, to ruin your sleep, to make you aware of being alive. Sometimes people leave you halfway through wood. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. Being alive. People make mistakes. Fathers, mothers, people make mistakes. Holding to their own. Thinking they're alone. But alone is alone. Not alive. Somebody crown me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody let me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive. Being alive. Being Whatever. Heard it's overrated anyway. And you know what feels a million times better than any external validation could ever offer you? Falling in love with yourself. I mean, I can almost recount the exact day freshman year where I would stop being excruciatingly insecure. Like, I literally just decided one day to be confident, or at least pretend really hard to be. And God, the relief that came when I stopped caring what other people thought about me, it's hard to put into words. It's like warm, tender, cold, pain, like evening walks along a country lane, with the stars coming out one by one up above. Well, that's what it's like. Like love, like bright and sparkling as a Christmas tree, or dark and starry as a winter sea, like the suck on the chin of a champion's glove. Well, that's what it's like love. How do I know what it is that I what I feel and what it is that I know isn't real, and I know what I feel is a thing that's confusing me. Merely because this particular thrill was the thrill that I thought was particular till I discovered the one that I loved was in love with me. That's why the words begin to tumble from my lips. Crazy tingles touch my fingertips like the needles and pins that you've heard spoken of. Well, that's what it's like. About self-love, but sometimes I feel like I've been a million different versions of myself, and while each version is slightly better than the last, none are ever just right. I hate looking back at old pictures of myself, one, because and two, because that's a girl I used to know so well, and I suddenly don't recognize anymore. And I desperately wish I could go back and do it all over again with what I know now and save myself from so many mistakes, but I guess I'm also jealous of her. I mean, that's a version of me who is still close with my hometown friends, whose mom made her chocolate chip pancakes every morning, who didn't have to think about post-grad plans, who made art for fun and not for a grade, who, despite being deeply flawed, I think I could still learn a thing or two from today. When I look at you, what I always see is the face of someone else who once belonged to me. Still, I can hear her laugh, and even though that melody plays on, she's gone. When I look at you, she is standing there. I can almost breathe her in like summer in the air. Why do you smile or smile? That heaven I'd forgotten eases through in you. If you could look at me once more with all the love you felt before, if you and I could disappear into the past and find that love we knew, I'd never take my eyes away from you. When I look at you, she's touching me. I You know, the funny thing about studying art in both high school and college is that you are really supposed to have yourself figured out. I mean, there is way too much self-reflection going on. In Tom Miller's core class freshman year, he asked me what my biggest fear was, to which I responded, my future. I mean, there I was, my second run at an art program, and I was still terrified. Yeah, even through my fake confidence, I had no idea what the hell I was doing with my life. But what I realize now, these 3 wise years later, is that I did not pursue theater because I thought I was the very best. In fact, I spent most of the time convincing myself I was the worst. It was purely love. I could not imagine myself doing anything else in my life. It might be the only thing I've ever been certain of. There were no what ifs. I was in love with what could be. And so maybe it's about time I changed my mindset. 'Cause I'm in love with my future. Can't wait to meet her. And I'm in love, but not with anybody else. Just wanna get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. No, I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone. But aren't I someone? I like to be your answer. 'Cause you're so handsome. But I know better than to drive you home. 'Cause you'd invite me in, and I'd be yours again. And I'm in love with my future, and you don't know her. And I'm in love, not with anybody here. I'll see you in a couple years. I spent so many years convinced that I was late. Late to love, late to confidence, late to life. But really all along I was just quietly, stubbornly, beautifully on time. And so as I'm about to enter this crazy, exciting, scary, uncertain chapter of my next life, I am choosing to be in love with what could be. So if you've ever felt like you're running out of time or you're missing out something that everyone else seems to have already figured out, breathe. You're not behind, you're in the process of becoming. And wherever you are on your timeline, something great is waiting. You just gotta get it timed. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. But then, if you're so smart, tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? Better cool it off before you realize. And I'll wait for you. I cannot thank you all enough for letting me embark some 22-year-old girl wisdom. Jacob of being able to do freshman year. To my voice teacher, Richard Coons, I wouldn't be half the artist I am today without you. And to my Mary and my dad, for living through and loving every face of me. All right. Every